USPAP Page 110 Advisory Opinion 19.3. Approximate or minimum value needed. 4. Amount needed. 5. Owner's estimate of value. As long as the amount is only to inform me of your objectives or someone else's opinion and is not a condition for your placement of this assignment with me, we can proceed. However, if that amount is a condition of this assignment, accepting an assignment under that condition violates professional ethics. 6. If this property will not appraise for at least stop and call us immediately. 7. Please call and notify if it is not possible to support a value at or above. Before you proceed, your request is acknowledged, but it is important for you to be aware that I must develop an appraisal before I can tell you whether the property will support the value indicated. It is also important for you to be aware that your statement of that amount with this request for service does not, in my view, establish a condition for my performing the appraisal. If you intend it to be a condition for performing the assignment, I cannot accept the assignment because it violates professional ethics. Research illustration. The foregoing illustrations all include an appraisal assignment. In some situations, a client will request a service that is not an appraisal or appraisal review assignment as defined in USPAP. The service to be performed by the appraiser in the following illustration is black circle, not an appraisal assignment, the appraiser does not develop a value opinion. And black circle, not a real property appraisal review, there is no appraisal to review. The caller in this illustration is usually in the process of making a business decision and needs impartial and objective information but has not yet decided whether to pursue the matter at hand. The caller knows there is the potential for needing an appraisal, depending, in part, on what the sales data shows. The caller also believes that, if the data indicates that an appraisal is worthwhile, having that work completed by the appraiser in that subsequent assignment 758 will lessen the time required to perform an appraisal. The prospective client may ask, 159, we want you to check your data resources to see if there are sales within the past 6 months that are within 160 mile of address. If you find some, we may order an appraisal from you. One possible response would be, specified, I can do that research and send you the result. Then you can decide what you think your client's property 163,161,162, if what you want is only the sales of properties shown in the databases available to me with the criteria U164 is worth. If I do only that, it is just research and is not an appraisal. However, you need to recognize that there are risks if you decide to have the research done that way. If you decide to limit my work to just gathering the sales data using the research criteria you set, you are taking the risk that those criteria are both adequate and appropriate to find all of the market data relevant to your client's property. You also take the risk that any appraiser's analysis of that data would result in a value conclusion within the price range suggested by the sales data assembled using your criteria. There is no assurance that such would be the case. 6667, 6869, 165, 70 staff or multi-appraiser firm. Context 1. The foregoing illustrations reflect communications between a client and an appraiser in the context of the appraiser is 72 an independent contractor, fee appraiser. 3 in a staff context, such as where the appraisal function is established as a business or agency unit. The part of the 4 entity that uses the appraiser's opinions and conclusions represents the client, intended user, and the part that 5 completes the assignment represents the appraiser. 2010. Edition CCCB 95051 2 CCCC.